The city of Lubbock is considering how to spend remaining COVID relief money from the federal government. Earlier this week, we reminded you about how Lubbock County has allocated its ARPA funds, or money from the American Rescue Plan Act.
KCBD News Channel 11's Brittany Crittenden joins us now with the project the city has dedicated funds for. Brittany.
Well, Karen and Abner, the city of Lubbock was appropriated $56.5 million from the federal government in COVID relief. City manager Jared Atkinson says the city still needs to decide where $10 million of that will go and plans to reallocate another $5 million. That means Lubbock leaders have already set aside more than $40 million that'll impact everything from health care to parks.
A $56.5 million infusion into our community. Again, we put dollars direct into the pockets of people that were affected. We provided job opportunities.
At the top of the city's ARPA funding categories, $2.5 million for housing. Right now, there are 2 owner-occupied affordable housing projects underway in East Lubbock. Another $2.5 million went to cybersecurity. About $500,000 went to small businesses and less than $100,000 to nonprofits. More money was allocated for the 2 groups, but Atkinson says previous rounds of COVID relief meant there weren't enough takers.
The City Council did set aside dollars for grants to the arts community. Those were 99.9% taken and spent just in a very short period of time. My presumption, there hadn't been prior programs to help those folks.
$4 million went to job training that looked like scholarships, mentorships, and the city's own summer field apprenticeship program.
Each week they were within a different city department, or city division as it might be. All number 1 to teach, but number 2 to equip them for the job market, and most appropriately to get them to go to work here. Looks like we're going to get a number of them.
Lubbock was given $10 million for revenue loss or replacement. The council decided to send that to public safety.
We had a number of public safety items teed up that would have been in future capital. Don't think we could have gotten to them all in 1 year. This was an opportunity to do that and get those things on the way.
The city is spending more than $4.5 million on a new joint city-county health department with more space and better suited to its purpose. Along with the county, the city is putting up $3.5 million for the new Hope Center. It'll be a diversion center where police, EMS, and friends and family will be able to bring people experiencing a mental health crisis for a short-term hold.
Often those folks end up really not in the right place. You either have to take them to the emergency department of a hospital, or unfortunately, sometimes you have to take them to the county jail. And this is going to be, it's better for the patient 100%. It helps law enforcement and EMS, and it keeps our hospital resources free. It's going to be a neat project.
The largest ARPA allocation went to parks at more than $14.5 million. Atkinson says that money is going to walking trails, playgrounds, 3 new splash pads, and work on the canyon lakes.
We're doing a tremendous amount of improvement to parks. These capital projects, we have no increase proposed for wastewater this year because we're covering a lot of the capital with those ARPA dollars. It's worked well for Lubbock. It's worked very well.
Another $3.5 million was designated to fight homelessness, but there's no plan for that yet, and Atkinson wants to reallocate about $500,000 of that. There's also money left over, like I mentioned, from those grants for small businesses and nonprofits. Tomorrow night at 10, we'll dig into what Atkinson thinks that money should be used for instead. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Brittany.